Late one night, a woman stepped onto her porch to let her dog go to the bathroom. It was something she did every night. The yard was quiet, nothing felt out of the ordinary. As soon as she opened the door, her dog ran into the yard, completely focused on sniffing around. The woman stayed on the porch, watching and waiting. What she didn't realize was that she wasn't alone. Just a few feet away from her, sitting in a rocking chair on the porch, was a man. He didn't move, he didn't speak, he didn't make a sound. Still unaware, the woman reached up and turned on the porch ceiling fan. The fan began spinning, close enough that the air would have passed right by the man sitting beneath it. And somehow, she still didn't see him. It wasn't until a few minutes later, when she began casually looking around the porch, that she noticed the rocking chair and the man sitting in it. She didn't scream, she didn't confront him. The moment she realized someone was there, she turned around and walked back inside as quickly as she could. Once the door was shut, her voice could be heard inside the house, urgently calling for what sounded like her husband. That was when the man finally moved. As soon as her voice carried outside, the man stood up from the rocking chair and ran off into the darkness. Seconds later, the husband stepped out onto the porch. Confused, he said, "Where?" The man who had been sitting just feet away was already gone. At almost exactly 4:30 in the morning on April 29th, 2023, a Reddit user's Ring camera recorded something deeply unsettling. A woman suddenly walks up to the front door. She's wearing a white dress and appears to be barefoot. From the moment she enters the frame, it's clear that something is wrong. She looks distraught, confused, possibly under the influence of something. She keeps glancing over her shoulder, scanning the street, as if she's afraid of being seen. She presses the doorbell, and then she knocks. But almost immediately after, she crouches down low on the porch, positioning herself so she's hidden from the street and from any passing cars. It looks less likely she's waiting for someone inside and more like she's hiding from someone outside. While crouched there, she begins to cry. The crying is quiet at first, strained and shaky, but there's something eerie about it. Something that doesn't sound like panic alone, but fear. Nearly 30 seconds pass. Then she slowly stands back up and approaches the door again. She knocks harder this time. Through the camera's audio, she can be heard crying and pleading, asking whoever is inside to open the door. Her voice sounds desperate, almost rehearsed, like she knows she doesn't have much time. Suddenly, headlights appear. A car turns onto a nearby street and the light briefly washes over the front of the house. The woman instantly reacts. She ducks back behind and presses herself behind a pillar on the porch, hiding from the car's view. She stays there completely still. After a few moments, she peeks around the pillar, then pulls back. She does this repeatedly for over a minute, slowly leaning out, checking the street, then hiding again, as if she's waiting for something to pass or someone to arrive. Eventually, she steps back toward the door. She rings the doorbell again, and she knocks again. This time, her movements are frantic. Moments later, another car pulls into the driveway just off camera. The woman immediately stops crying. Her posture changes. Without saying a word, she calmly walks off the porch and out of frame, appearing to get into the vehicle. And just like that, she's gone. The Reddit user later stated that she called the police after this, but when officers arrived, they couldn't find the woman anywhere, and they also interviewed the neighbors. No one in the area reported seeing her, and no one ever came forward to explain who she was or why she was there. To this day, it's still unclear whether she was hiding from someone or being watched the entire time, or if it was a setup. At 1:45 in the morning, a Reddit user by the name of puzzleheaded_Phil957 received a notification from their Ring doorbell. When they checked the footage, they saw a woman standing on their porch. She appeared to be wearing no pants, a dark jacket, and she was carrying a bag. What was in the bag is still unknown. From the way she moved, it was immediately clear that something wasn't right. Without hesitation, the woman walked straight up to the door and rang the doorbell, and then she waited. She stood completely still, staring directly into the camera occasionally, her face illuminated by the porch light. She didn't knock, she didn't speak, she just stood there, waiting and watching. No one answered, and the woman rang the doorbell again. This time, she leaned close to the camera, her expression unreadable. There was no urgency in her movements, no sign that she was in immediate danger, which only made the situation more unsettling. After realizing no one was coming to the door, she suddenly lost interest. As she turned away, she knocked over a Christmas decoration sitting on the porch. Then she walked off camera. But that wasn't the end of the encounter. In the original Reddit post, the homeowner explained that moments after the woman left the porch and got off camera, she was caught trying to open the garage door. No alarm was triggered, no confrontation happened, and the woman eventually disappeared into the night. The homeowner never learned who she was. To this day, it's still unknown whether the woman was under the influence of drugs, experiencing a mental health crisis, genuinely in need of help, or had some other nefarious intentions in mind. That uncertainty is what makes the footage so disturbing.